Bonjour darlings, this capsule wardrobe request was part of a conversation over on Instagram. I'll link the 2 or 3 posts about this subject down below. I want to share with you what to expect because you can skip forward using the timestamps in the description. First, I wanted to share with you the trends, concepts, and unboxing of the pieces that I chose. I created 15 outfits from about 5 pieces. I also threw in a white t-shirt, but that doesn't count. I wanted to also share with you weather and shoe suggestions. Say that 5 times real fast. Lastly, travel tips and favorite locations based in Brittany and Normandy, and I'll explain why those 2 locations in just a moment. After being a consumer of similar capsule wardrobes, I wanted to set some parameters for this project. And one of them was to choose a single website for shopping. I hate bouncing around to a bunch of different websites. I just don't have the time. Classic investments. I wanted to also find pieces that weren't super trendy, that they can sit in your closet for multiple years. And if this brand is out of your budget, that you could find similar pieces at any budget anywhere. Lastly, I wanted to be practical for European travel, not just because it's on style. And within that, you can pause this if you want to, but these are the responses that I received specifically on Instagram. These were the requests from our community members. They're traveling in early May, mid-May, and early June to northern France and to Paris. I've got this one who also is going to Bordeaux, but this will still be applicable. Let's talk real briefly about the trends that I am bringing into this capsule wardrobe. To the left, transparent or sheer shirts. Middle is denim. To the right are bomber jackets. I'll talk about that in just a moment. Then we've got, in this next screen, floral shirts. To the left, pinstripes, and then oversized blazers and baggy pants. I'm incorporating a little bit of this, less of the pinstripes, but you can certainly add more to that. You'll see it in the Bretagne shirt that I include in the capsule. Belts, oversized bags, and anything white this season, like true white, ecru, cream, beige. And so these are the core elements that I'm also mapping over into this capsule wardrobe, so it's completely on trend. Why do some photos look so much better than others? It's because the outfit matches the environment. And here I am choosing clothing that also relates to the environment of Normandy. A lot of blues, sage greens, the grasses, and the sandy beaches, the limestone and granite up there, also in Brittany. I touch here briefly on the weather. This was also a consideration for this capsule. I expand on weather and what to expect later on in this video. Now, we all have personal styling issues and body type challenges. I'm not a professional in this matter, so I want to introduce you to this YouTube channel, MM Styling. She has a playlist all about different body types and how to style clothes for that. So any of the clothes that I share with you in this capsule can be used for your personal body type. Just go to this playlist, pick it out, and then apply the principles to these clothes. Another thing I wanted to also mention to you is the coat situation. Mid to late May, you're going to want or need a coat. And SEZANE didn't have one that I was looking for, which is a long trench style like this. I love Boden for their coats. They're very classic. This polka dot one is a fantastic choice. We would start by unboxing this huge container from SEZANE. I'm really excited to see the products that I chose to showcase. These oversized bags are very popular right now. Here's the bag. It has these lovely pockets up front. And there are longer handles. However, I would not recommend this bag now that I've received it in person, simply because it does not zip. So anybody could reach inside and grab some of the contents. Next, we have the blazer. From first impressions, the fabric is beautifully done. It's very smooth and soft to the touch. There's not a lot of shine to it. The shoulder pads are becoming back in style again, as is this oversized look. The buttons are a wonderful accent, and I like the double pocket feature up front, as well as the faux pocket up top. There's a small and slight pattern on the inside of the lining. First is the Breton-inspired shirt here with the sweet little button detail. I like the weight of this. It's not too heavy. It'd be a great transition and something that you could use year-round. I also like the Coucou, almost linen blend on this fabric. The second piece is a little bit feminine, but very appropriate for this season. You've got floral designs all throughout, the embroidery work, a subtle hint, but not overstating it. I love the detail here on the sleeves. It's so sweet. You could easily undo the cuffs to create more room or movement, or utilize this, and you've got a little bit of stretch and give, as well as shine to these buttons. Next, we have two pairs of pants. For this aesthetic, knowing that it's a combination of countryside and city, and that we're going relatively casual, as is Paris these days. First pair of pants is a beautiful sort of olive khaki color. The oversized style these days allows you to have a lot of extra room. I also enjoyed that it came already hemmed and trimmed up, meant to be rolled up. I love the fact that you can dress this up and down and wear this in a lot of different styles. I like the darker wash of these pants. This is very classic. You can dress this up or down. You have a very straight leg to this with a wider cuff at the bottom. It's a flattering fit that still sort of mimics the oversized jeans that are very popular in Paris right now. And finally, in this big, beautiful box, we have a sack. For those who are smaller framed or are not interested in those larger sack sizes that are popular right now, this might be a good option for you. If a bag like this is out of your budget, certainly I would suggest searching for a style similar. It's classic, perfect for the spring and summer, even perhaps into autumn. One last thing I wanted to share with you is these products from Uniqlo, and it's a brand that they have called AIRISM, and you can see how incredibly light. I use these underneath everything. That way it makes your clothes last longer. There's no deodorant or odors being passed on to your outer layers. They're extremely lightweight in packing. They pack down to practically nothing. and they are kind of odor resistant. They're a great layer during the winter underneath other clothes and during the summer as a single layer. This is an example of what I often wear during the winter here in France and Paris especially, because it gets really cold. It's got a lovely boat neck, but also isn't readily visible underneath a lot of clothes. And this one has a long sleeve. Now, I've been washing this one and it has not lost any of its color. You could see it's got a lot of shine to it. You can wear this alone. If you want to wear it without anything underneath, I'd suggest ordering a size or two up to create, so it's not so tight. If you feel that jeans or some of the clothes that I shared with you are going to be too heavy, or perhaps you're coming towards the end of May or beginning of June, a lighter weight fabric like this, that's a blend. I wouldn't suggest linen because it's going to wrinkle, but a lighter weight fabric like this is going to be more loose and flowy and more comfortable in warmer weather. So let's talk a little bit about what weather you should expect in May and early June. Let's take a moment to talk about the weather and average temperatures in France throughout the year. There are a lot of microclimates, and I wanted to introduce you to this website called WeatherSpark. You can type in any location. Let's use Honfleur, France in Normandy as an example. I would suggest that you look at most recent years. Climate change is a thing, and these averages are a little bit skewed because they're taking in such a long history. Up in the right-hand corner, you can change it from Fahrenheit to Celsius. I'm going to leave it on Fahrenheit because most of our viewers are in the States. You can scroll down to average temperatures and then change it to the most recent years and see, depending upon what time of the year that you're traveling, what the temperature is going to be like. So I'm going back to 2022, and in July we had some hot weather and a lot of heat waves. You can see that it reached over 100 degrees Fahrenheit in July in Honfleur. So look at the location of the city, nearest village, wherever you're wanting to travel, and go to the month that you're traveling and look at the most recent, maybe last 2 years, 2022 and 2021. Last year we had a lot of heat waves. So let me show you what that looks like. I'm going to share with you heat waves that happened in May and June last year. This is an example. You will notice that in France, when you look at a heat wave map, that most of the coast in the northern parts of France, of Brittany and parts of Normandy, are the coolest, as are sometimes the Alps, whereas Paris, the south of France, especially Provence, and your region near Bordeaux and Dordogne can be very hot. So these degrees are in Celsius. In this first map, you'll notice up north, where it's 18 degrees Celsius, that's about 64 degrees. Whereas down in the Bordeaux area, where it's purple, that is showing 30 degrees Celsius, which is 86, which is, it's pretty warm for May, okay? From there we go over to June. In June 15th of last year, we had yet another heat wave. Now we're starting to get into some serious temperatures here, where you see it's 36 degrees. That's kind of down near Carcassonne. You'll notice some hot temperatures also in Provence. That's 96 degrees, okay? And yet again in June, we had another extended heat wave. This was moving into the 18th of June. Yeah, 42 degrees is 107 Fahrenheit. So these are some things for you to know and expect. We had 6 extended heat waves last year. So please be prepared if you're coming in the summer for very hot weather. Now let's change subjects and talk about shoes, right? We get this question a lot. So I'm going to start off with my go-tos, which I also showed in the images. Sneakers. Sneakers are so popular, especially in Paris, And honestly, they're going to just make your life so much easier walking these streets. You'll see that platforms like these shoes right here are very popular. The style that I have are, and I just love Stan Smiths, they are so incredibly comfortable, but I tend to go for these ones. I love the Velcro. I'm an, I'm an 80s kid, and I was born in the late 70s, but grew up in the 80s and 90s. And the Velcro makes me happy, but also it just, you can wipe it off. These shoes can be wiped off, and whereas the laces can get dirty and kind of gross pretty quickly. In Paris and elsewhere, the ground here has a lot of granite and limestone. And so as it breaks down, what you get is this powdery effect. And that just gets all over everything. In this capsule, of course, we're also taking into account that you might be going to the beach. So a shoe like this that doesn't have a canvas on the outside, but it's like kind of a vinyl, or anything that you can wipe off easily, is going to be a lifesaver on this trip. An alternative are Vase. Those are another very popular brand here in Paris. If you don't want to purchase them in advance, you can go to the store here in the Marais. These sorts of sneaker types with lots of color are popular, but the more traditional Vea is like this. They look a little bit like Adidas, and they're kind of sleek, but I just prefer for myself the Adidas Stan Smith because they just have the support that I'm looking for. This is my go-to boot. Duo boots are from England, and they call themselves the most inclusive boot brand in the world. They come in 8 different calf sizes. I was a swimmer since preschool all the way through college, and also into horses since I was 8. So yours truly has larger calves, and I love that they've got wide calf size, narrow, wide fit ankle boots, petite, tall fit. It's absolutely incredible. And I have one pair of these boots that have lasted me for years, and all I do is have them resold on the bottom. They have an amazing collection. I kind of like the knee-high boots because regardless of the time of the year, I can wear these. Lots of different heel sizes, but you'll notice here that this is kind of the style that I tend to go for. It's just got a little bit, I walk everywhere in these. I take them to the beach. I have put them through the test, and I absolutely love these duo boots. They're a little bit, you know, the budget is there, but you know, again, I haven't had to replace these. They're amazing. They ship internationally to Canada, to the United States, to Australia. So consider these if you're looking for a boot. Another option is this company I have recommended before, Vivaya. They have lots of different styles. If you're looking for more of a ballet flat, you can consider these. They have a number of different shapes and sizes. They have a great insole, and the nice thing is while you're on the road, you can throw them in the washing machine. What I'm looking at for this summer is this sandal. I will blow through I will blow through a pair of sandals each season. I'm very hard on my shoes. I am looking at these ones by GX, which you can purchase, I think, worldwide. I like these. What I look for in sandals in France is this ankle strap. You know, you step on a cobblestone a little wonky, or there's a misshapen sidewalk. I mean, so typical here. You do not want to roll your ankle. I have a pharmacy here near where I live in Paris, and I swear to you, almost every time I'm in there, there is a tourist who has rolled their ankle. You must have some sort of ankle strap to support your ankles as you're walking. And if you do a platform like this, just make sure it's not too high, okay? Don't go for wedges. You're gonna ruin a trip if you roll your ankle here, okay? I tend to like a style like this where it's a cognac color. It goes well with black and tans, creams, just about any summer color. I liked this little rope effect right here, the braided effect. It kind of gives me the aesthetic of a wedge without it being a wedge. You have, it's very breathable. The only thing for me I'd be concerned about, and I'd have to test, is how rough this edge is. I have not ordered these. The bottom, you have to have grip. These cobblestones, let's just say it's a wet, dewy morning. It's not even raining, it's just dewy. Those cobblestones are very slippery. So I'm definitely considering this one. I think you can dress this up and down. You can walk everywhere in this bad boy, and I'm considering purchasing this one. I also love these ones. Birkenstocks are big here. Birkenstocks, especially in Paris, are very popular. However, as you know, a lot of Birkenstocks do not have that back ankle strap, and I just think the aesthetic of this one is fantastic. It's very chic, it's modern. I love the buckle on it. It's it's got that cream color I'm looking for. The gold tone buckle just really makes a statement, and it really looks quite comfortable. But again, they're on pre-order right now, and so I haven't had a chance to try these out, but this one I'm just obsessed with. So I think I'm going to invest in both of those shoes, get them, try them on, and I will make a quick post at some point to share my review on that.
Don't sit here waiting for a sign. So I'm thinking maybe it's time I put it all on the line. But I heard from others that you chase out lovers on the run. Not a problem, 'cause I proved to you that I'm the one. 'Cause I love you more than words can say. Yeah, baby, in each and every way. There is nothing I can do but to take this love